Do you find it hard to respond to the people who are toxic and treating you in a very judgmental way, discriminating you verbally most of the time, and looking down on you, trying to humiliate you, trying to discount you, trying to discredit the things that you say? Do you find it hard to respond to these people, but you're always nice to them? You have good manners and etiquette, you approach people in a most mannered way, but there are percentage of people who actually manipulate you and walk all of you, and you're struggling to respond to that, and you find it really frustrating, you're disappointed, and even alone, if you're fuming about it and you're angry. If that sounds like you, this content is for you. Now, one of the things that I want you to remember is that when you finger pointed at someone, look, because of this person, I walk into this place, there are about 5-6 people, there's one person, I never like him, and he always say the things that really upsets me, okay? When you finger pointed at someone, you give your power to what you are finger pointing at. So remember that. The first instant that all these things starts because of the thing that, the mindset that you actually calculated within yourself, and you are giving so much of power to the person that you don't want to talk to or don't want to see. You already given so much of power. Now, as you approach this place, when you walk into that place, your non-verbal communication is already primed to expect that person to say something or at least behave in some way that upsets you and make you feel inferior. So first of all, this entire video is all about you and giving you the power, giving you the control, and how to overcome this. And we're going to go a little deep in this short segment that you're seeing. So don't point your fingers at the person that you don't like. That's actually the beginning. So I want you to detach yourself from that. I'll go through a few things why this is happening and why you are unable to do it. You have read so many books, watch podcasts, talk to people, etc., but you're still struggling because of few philosophically primed reasons that you actually been brought up with. So I'll guide you through that. Number one is, first of all, you have set very low standard for yourself in how people should treat you. Look at yourself. Look at how you are allowing people to say whatever the hell they like. So if you're smiling like an idiot for every stupid joke that they crack about you, judging the things that you do, your spiritual beliefs, or you're following a certain nutrition program, etc., and they're just laughing at you every single thing. Sometimes they are even cracking very vulgar, very discriminative, extremely uncomfortable statements about you. You're letting that happen, and you just laugh like an idiot all the time, which means that you're set really low standard about you. Especially I've seen and I've heard when in the work environment, your boss, the one superior to you, they or he or she would say anything and everything and anytime that they wish. You just head down and listen. Sometimes you, like I said, you smile like an idiot for whatever they say. Before I give you what you need to do tactically, I want you to know why it's happening in the first place. Why have you set so much of low standard? Why is it low standard anyway? Why does it springing from? What thinking, what philosophy that actually governs you to put yourself into that low? How did it happen? This is why it happened. You give so much of excessive regard to material gain. You heard it right. Excessive regard to material gain. Now, including that, the titles, the education that people have, and the assets that they have, let's say a luxury vehicle, car, house, where they're living, and which school, university have they gone into. So all those things that you're given so much of excessive regard. As a result, if you're not in that state, it's inevitable that before that person, you're going to feel at least tad bit inferior. So when you think, okay, this person is superior to you, and this person now is going to manipulate it, right? And he's not superior. You are given that power. So he or she would say, blurt at you, discredit you, discriminate you, say and do anything that they wish, and you're going to head down like a slave because you're given that regard. Got it? So this is what you need to change. Now this actually starts from where? It starts from our household. Parents. Is it knowingly, or I'd like to believe it's unknowingly. They never knew what they're talking about or how they go about this world. They learned things from their parents and it's passed on like that. So it needs to change from the household. If you are a young parent, time for you to change the way you go about this material world. You can say, hey, like, we are not even living in a monastery. I'm not a monk, and I have this material pursuits that I have. I never said anywhere not to pursue it. I said don't give so much of regard to it. You give an excessive regard to it. Okay? So then replace it with you. You as a human being. What comprises a great human being? Give utmost regard to that. And also I have noticed now your inability to respond is actually doesn't happen in with everyone. It's actually most of the time it happened with a certain group of people. This certain group of people, like I said, you're given so much of excessive regard to their assets or to their wealth and whatever the accolades they have, whatever the qualification they have, whatever. And when they say something, then you feel uncomfortable. But have you seen in yourself, in your behavior itself, when someone is junior to you, either age, position, wealth, qualification, right, whatever. When someone is junior to you, that you believe that person is junior, how did you respond when someone like that said something that you don't like? Did you really aggressively respond to that person? Do you realize something? That you judge people. So you're pointing finger at someone. This person, I believe, is superior because of these reasons, because I believe these things are the most important thing in the universe. So whatever that person say or do is actually justified because, okay, this is validated. This is what happened. So your philosophy has to change. I'm one of them who doesn't give a rat's ass about someone else's position. Someone is driving probably my favorite car, right? Coming to see me. Guess what? I don't care because that's not my vehicle and I don't get a ride in it. Someone says, okay, this person's net worth is Ramindu, this person's net worth is this much. One of the top 5 richest guys in the country that I'm living in was sitting next to me and something happened. What happened was that person was with some of his friends, and I was at the next table with my wife. And this person was just swearing as he wish. Not at us, but among his friends. Right? This is not his lounge at home. This is a private club, members only. And he was just sitting the next, like just 2 feet away from me. I got up, went straight to him and I said, look, pal, you need to tone down. And my wife is here, is very uncomfortable. She didn't expect the way you are dressing with your friends. I want you to use the F word very less. Got it? And the entire table got stunned because they're the rich shit, right? All these pretentious douchebags who think that the account will determine everything in the universe, and they're at the later part of their lives as well. So their time is running out. So they leave this earth with what? With nothing. The conversation, long story short, they made a bit of a noise about it. I went to some of my contacts and they gave me a phone call and said, did you just say one of the richest person in this country to shut their mouth? I said, yeah, I said it. I said it in a very polite manner. And did you know that this person is this position in this country? I said, yeah, I'm aware of it. I don't give a shit. For me, someone comes and try to show their wealth, position, titles, accolades, could be a celebrity. If you try to show that, seeking regard, honor, respect, validation from me, that person is going to realize how poor that person is probably the first time in their lives. So those lads got a lesson from me, and some of my contacts said, "Well, about time that someone should tell, put you down and humble you." So this is what happened. So this is a practical scenario. I'm a prime example. Wherever I walk on this earth, and this is the philosophy that I carry, okay? And I've been instilling that in my leadership academy as well. And it's absolutely important that you understand that you're not inferior to any human being in the world. And moving on to that, this does not mean that you disrespect anyone, okay? So the next question is like, should I go to that person's level? If someone says something really vulgar, should I go to that level, say something even more vulgar, something even more discriminative, say something even more hatred? No. I like to bring this line by Michelle Obama, Barack Obama's wife, who was an excellent orator, and she said once, "When they get low, we go high." Meaning, when someone is behaving like that, they're just projecting their upbringing, their very bad, toxic upbringing, their wounds, their trauma, their concerns and suffering. Should you go to that level? Should you suffer like that? No. Then you exhibit your high virtues, your qualities as a human, and our prime objective of going onwards and upwards, protecting your virtues, and stay unshaken. So these are the elements that you should bring and cultivate amidst any pressure you have to face in the future. Among anyone that you walk on this earth, when you'll be challenged, you'll be tested, and this is how you should stand your ground, which means that you're unshaken. If you're unshaken, it means that you're not actually affected. If you're not affected, it means that you're superior. Got it? So that's what it means. There are 8 principles that even Buddhism says stay unshaken. 8 principles. The praises and the insults and the victories and the losses, and it goes on. Stay unshaken. If you stay unshaken with all the worldly things in the world, and Buddha himself has said that it becomes very victorious for you, as something to celebrate as a human being. Wherever you go, you'll end up victorious, because it's pretty difficult to beat you. And this thing that I'm saying is probably practiced by 0.1% of the population, even less. It's very unlikely. If you associate few hundred people, right, very unlikely you'll find even one person. You're very, very lucky to find that person. So don't try to look everywhere and think like, okay, who's that person? So be that person, and associate this channel as your best association moving forward. So we all have a choice. I remember there was a line that we used when we were schooling. We printed a t-shirt at the last year of the school. So it says in the back of the t-shirt, we'll either find a way or make one. It's actually so bloody true. You can find a way. And this present world full of technology, incredible amount of possibilities that we are living in, you can even make one. So you need to have courage. You need to be brave. You need to have a sense of adventure to move out from that environment, because it's gonna tie you back. That's why vast majority of the people live in that environment, suffering because they just don't have the courage to break free. I'm here to tell you, get out. The world is so vast and incredible possibilities just lie for you, it's waiting for you. You just have to take the first step. Okay? But like I said, transform yourself first and determine. It's a work in progress. It's not going to happen soon after this video. It's not going to happen in 1 hour. It's not going to happen overnight. You develop this kind of behavior for a very long time. It's probably 20 years, probably 30, 40 years, whatever the age, for a very long time. So I don't want you to expect, tomorrow, let me see how this behavior, how this thinking is going to work out and you're going to struggle. It's not going to happen like that, all right? So it's a work in progress. Love yourself, be kind to yourself, give yourself a few months and hold on to this thinking. Use a journal, start writing how you like to be treated and what you're going to give and how you're going to give regard and respect moving on in this world, and it's going to transform you. And the next thing is your emotional intelligence. This whole scenario that you're facing, that with people, toxic people you can't handle, you feel frustrated. It's because you are very weak in your emotional intelligence. Don't be upset. It's been said, vast majority of the world are actually 5 years of age when it comes to their emotional intelligence. They just carry on, continue what they've been groomed to in the first 5 years. Let's say it's first 10 years, right? So the first 10 years, that's what it is. They cry the same way they cry when you're a kid for the same things, just different ways. They are stubborn the same way they are, just different ways, right? So they love the same way they did, just different ways. They seek the validation from several people, it's just a little different way. It's the same thing goes on. So it's paramount that you develop great dose of emotional intelligence moving forward. Again, it's a lot of practice. It's a constant practice. It takes time, but it's an absolutely important thing to prioritize in your life. Have I been being upset, and am I in this state of mind for the last 10 years? I get emotionally hurt with relationship, with business, etc., for the last 10 years. Is that how I want to live for the rest of my life? Nah. So if that's what you're thinking, then yes, you need to change the way you go about things. Emotional intelligence. How you handle your emotions intelligently. How you direct them, channel them intelligence. It's a vast area. I might have some sort of a program coming up where majority can just click and learn all the secrets. But nevertheless, it's important that you venture out and you learn and understand what sort of emotional intelligence that you have. Before that, you need to understand what area you need to work. So what sort of words, what sort of treatments, what sort of places that you feel drained out, you feel frustrated, you get off track, anybody can shake you. What are those elements? Just write a list and put a dash and write the thing, what's the best behavior that you can do to counter it. That's a tactic for you. Finally, you would know that you actually have mastered to some extent. I don't like to use the word mastered. We are always students of all these elements, have a student approach, but you should know that you have come so far developing yourself by when you know that you actually don't even need to respond to anybody. You actually don't need to respond to anybody seeking validation or correcting yourself or justifying yourself or pitching yourself that, hey, I'm a good guy. Please treat me. Don't talk to me like that. When you even can't be bothered saying that and you are unshaken, and the moment that person leaves, you even forget about it. You can smile before any of those person, right? Looking straight at their eyes. You should know that you have come so far. I like to bring up that line in the Matrix movie where Neo is saying or asking Morpheus, are you saying that if I practice all these, I can beat these agents and I can fight so well? And Morpheus replies saying that, I'm saying, when you are actually ready, you don't even need to.
What are you trying to tell me? That I can dodge bullets?
No, Neo. I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
No.
That's the depth of in that philosophy. You stop fighting. That's the highest standard of dealing with people, not just people, with any situation, but since this subject about handling toxic people, that's the highest end. I wish you, every single one of you who's watching this video, let this positive energy works in your soul and manifest in you, go deep inside of you and find your greatest source, because you are abundant of energy, power vested in you. Just a one click away, one decision away to fire up and ignite your greatest potential ever. I really wish that you'll find that. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. It shows something. The world is such a distracted place. There are so many rubbish, so many highly sexually attractive contents out there. Either it's highly hedonistic content out there, very disturbing content out there, and a lot of people are super consumed. While in that world, you make a decision to watch this video till the end. I really congratulate you. It shows that you really want to go forward. I really wish you all the best. I see you in another video. Live with spirit. Hey, this is Ramindu Randeni. I'm a business coach, corporate leadership coach, and I coach sales forces. Who are we before the world? And welcome to my channel.